Look alive, ladies and gentlemen. If that was not as electric as you might have, if you're not as accustomed to hearing, I am on the road, but that does not stop the show. I'm at my parents with the family, doing a birthday party this weekend, and we've got the festive Halloween tree in the back. JBonez is here, and we have a 5-0 card right now that we are about to play out to the public. So, without further ado, JBonez, off of a big Ohio State win, did you cook any masterpieces this weekend on your smoker or whatever you like to do?
No, laying low for now. We're just accruing BJ's Warehouse dollars to buy a big fat hunk of meat one day. But we got Thanksgiving coming up. We got Christmas coming up. See,
Holidays.
tis the season. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It is also the season of college football, which was awesome. Was watching that before we came on here, smoked a cigar with my dad on the back porch. That was a great time.
Hell yeah.
Mm-hmm. Watching Texas A&M LSU, and LSU or Texas A&M brought in a quarterback who apparently is the greatest quarterback to ever play football. So, and Wisconsin sucks. Don't ever bet
Not
Wisconsin.
a lot of drama today in college football, huh?
No, except for Wisconsin sucking.
Yeah, against a backup quarterback. You see Drew Aller left the game?
He hurt his knee.
Yeah, he told someone to F off.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, it was weird. He came out and he was talking to Franklin, looked like he was crying, and Franklin was giving him like hey, we got a real game next week, so go rest your leg. And he slammed his helmet and he turns and points to the side. Could have been a teammate, coach, fan, I don't know. Said, you.
Wow.
So, Penn State, scumbag university. James Franklin questions about, crimes committed and people thrown off the team. Just a bad organization all around.
Yeah, that was
We'll
really
get theirs
weird.
next week.
Who are they playing next week?
Ohio State. Big
Oh,
brother.
Are they playing at Ohio State?
No, it's a state college. Fox has the rights to it, so it's going to be a big noon kickoff, and all of the liberals up at State College are very upset they can't do their little white shirt thing, dress like the away team, and make some noise in a crappy old stadium that reverberates and it's very loud. Oh my God! Listen, that's just a joke. They're a middleman, like the Vanderbilt of the Big Ten.
I keep waiting for the game where you're like, okay, these guys are frauds because it's coming. That's what Penn State does. Penn State will get you hot and bothered until they play Ohio State or somebody up there like that, and then boom, dead.
They know how to keep it close and they know how to choke it away.
Yes.
I mean, it's Saquon Barkley could have just let him loose. They chose not to give it to him. They had more opportunities, home, away, up, down. James Franklin doesn't know what he's doing. He's an idiot. Ryan Day's trending. Ryan Day is
trending.
Ryan Day is the Michael Jordan of James Franklin's right now. So he needs to put some wins together and get some hardware in that athletic center.
Yeah, he's got to deliver, especially with the most expensive roster in football, right?
Relatively speaking. I mean, Phil Knight's spending money up in Oregon too, so don't let anyone let you forget about that. He wants a damn ring too.
And he's like, take whatever you need. Give it.
Yep. They don't have an offensive line though, so all that I am, God knows where it's going. No offensive line.
And I don't think
Meyer, we rolled over in his grave if he were dead.
I don't think Dylan Gabriel's that good. Hot take. Just me.
There's not a big list of transfer quarterbacks that are really like,
no,
championship winning guys. I mean, Caleb was a big name, didn't win anything.
Right.
Justin Fields is a big name, didn't win anything. Joe
Burrow
won. Former Buckeye, graduated from Ohio State. People forget.
You don't let him forget though.
No, you need your guy. You need your guy that your JJ McCarthy that you groom from the time he's 18 years old until he's taking meaningful reps in his third year. You gotta develop him. And Ohio State has those guys. They got Julian Sand. He's a transfer from Alabama, but he transferred before he even set foot because Nick Saban retired. So that's an authentic one. They got a 5-star coming in next year. That's the second coming of Terrell Pryor.
Hmm.
We'll see.
God, that would be awesome. Terrell Pryor was such a freak show.
I know. Just wrong time, wrong place.
Okay. Now, week 8, NFL. We have to do one of these weeks. 5-0 is coming.
I feel
What we're
good.
gonna do?
Want to
Me
know to
too.
start the week.
Here's the deal.
Oh no.
Here's what we did last week. Here's what we did last week.
It's
But
last week. Okay.
the Vikings, you bums, you frauds. Really, I mean they've already lost 2 in a row. So we should
In
have
their
known.
defense, in aggregate, they won 3 of the 4 quarters.
That's one of the greatest.
Rudy Giuliani is petitioning the courts right now to get that win on the Vikings record. You win 3 of the 4 quarters. Who cares about the popular vote? The Electoral College of the NFL. Vikings were winners.
Oh, I love it. Now they're Jordan Addison's on Instagram telling everybody to say free 3, but apparently he says that all the time. I don't know what that means.
He's a loser too.
Yeah.
He should have never won the Biletnikoff at Pitt. That was a joke.
People forget. That's always a good trivia question. Where did Jordan Addison go? And the answer is Pitt.
And then USC.
Mm-hmm.
He's got a Biletnikoff in his trophy case, and it didn't come when he was with Caleb Williams. Weird, huh?
Well, some people might say that Caleb Williams has played the worst 3 pass defenses in a row. Some people.
Some might say.
Mm-hmm.
Caleb Williams might be one of the picks I starred later.
I hate the Bears. I don't think Caleb Williams is very good. But anyway,
What did I say on Thursday?
You did.
Quarterbacks haven't made it until you get the AK stink on them.
That's exactly right. If I say you suck, you're going to throw for 304. 4 touchdowns. Brandon's here. He says Jaden is playing, known Commanders fan.
Well, listen, they flexed the game. It was going to be at 1. They moved it to 4. They moved the Bengals to 1 o'clock against the Eagles. Jamar Chase just found out, I think, yesterday that the game was moved from 4 to 1. But Fox took it, moved it to the game of the week so they could market it as number 1 versus number 2. They could market it as Heisman versus Heisman. Good news for them is the Commanders have a number 1 pick who also won a Heisman backing up Jay Daniels and Marcus Mariota. So he did his rookie season face the number 2 pick, Jameis Winston, in week 1. Whooped him. I think it was like a 42-10 game. So Mariota knows how to beat a top-tier quarterback in the rookie year. I'm just saying, the pedigree's there, checking boxes.
Forgot that he was a first pick Heisman winner. So either way, you're getting the matchup. It doesn't matter. That's a very good point.
Yep.
So Minnesota blew it last week. This sucked. Houston. We picked Houston plus 2.5. Oh wait, no, we picked Green Bay minus 2.5. They won by 2 because they suck.
Yeah, 2 close games.
Unbelievable.
CJ Stroud stunk last week. He was 10 for 21.
He 86 yards.
Oh, weird.
That made a lot of people mad whenever I said that was a terrible performance. Check out our TikTok for more.
Interesting.
We tend to piss a lot of people off because they're like, "Wow, these guys are idiots," and it's like, "Well, yeah, we said that." What did we say the other day? That the Minnesota Vikings are the love is blind quarterback room of the NFL because they just keep trading quarterbacks left and right. So
I will say that the Rams on Thursday night, if I had games of the year, that was one of them because it was all the makings of just biblical beatdown because teams that play the Lions continue to stink the next week. So
very true. Very true. That was
when 6-0 teams lose that first game or later, they don't do very well the next week either. So you get a little package out of that. If anyone ever beats the Chiefs, which at this rate probably not, but just look for that next week. Pile on, take the other team also.
Love it. The Lions are physical. All the Rams got. Oh yeah, they did. It's funny when a quarterback gets his weapons back, how good that quarterback can be.
Imagine that.
Easiest pick in history last week was taking the Commanders minus 9.5.
I believe we referred to it as a laugher. We have a laugher on this week's
We
show
did.
also coming up. So,
Love it.
and this
Love
one
it.
should have been a win too. Antonio.
You're down by 8, right? Down by 8.
No. Was that it? Yeah, we're down by 8 on the 9-yard line. And they kicked a
Yeah.
field goal.
4th and goal, kicks a field goal
Hmm.
with like 2 minutes to go.
Hmm.
Oh, well,
2 coaches we got to look into. We need an investigation to take place right now. We got the Raiders coach over this debacle playing against the spread. Todd Bowles in Tampa on Monday night. I don't know what he was doing.
oh,
It cost Chris Godwin the rest of the season with a dislocated ankle. For whatever reason, they were playing the spread with no timeouts inside 2 minutes, still chucking the ball deep. Just saying, let's take a look at their. Do they have an interpreter like Shohei Ohtani did? Because Todd Bowles needs to find a fall guy quick.
I love Todd Bowles walking after the game, just smiling like you just got your 2 best players demolished.
Baker Mayfield will not pay a fine for cranking a Zin after Chris Godwin died on the field.
That's what I said too. This interception man himself.
Yeah.
Okay, so 2 and
How
we
close
had,
did we come to that? Wait, let's take a look here for science. We said, what did we say? Oh, result 620. All right, not bad.
yeah, that was Lamar. I guess Baker threw for a lot. Baker threw for over 300 yards. Lamar does his normal 255 touchdowns.
Do you see the stat on onside kicks?
Oh, what happened?
It's like 2 for 17, 2 for 20, 2 for something, and it's both against the Ravens.
Wow, special teams. Oh, will that derail them in the playoffs?
Would that be something? If that's how they don't go to the Super Bowl?
That would be hilarious. If that kept Lamar out of the Super Bowl, then that would give me all kinds of ammunition to be like, Lamar can't win the big one. It was like, who was it? Was it the Steelers? A couple years, like 5 or 10 years ago, where the guy bounced the onside kick off his face, and I'm pretty sure it was the Steelers.
We had Oregon against Ohio State 2 weeks ago, just blast a kick right off the up man's stomach.
That was
Surprise
awesome.
onside kick.
That was awesome. No, it was
Can't
a
do
couple
that in
years.
Goodell's NFL anymore. They took that fun away. I don't know why they have such a grievance with onside kicks and comebacks and backdoors and everything else. They really, I don't know.
It's for the fans.
Yeah, for the
Viewing
fans.
experience. Oh, I'm pretty sure I can't make people. Oh, no. It was Green Bay. It was Green Bay. It kept Rodgers out of the Super Bowl. Remember, it was the backup tight end. It bounced off his face.
Seahawks, yeah.
Yes. It kept Rodgers out of the Super Bowl.
Yep. Oh man.
That's what it was. I remember that vividly. And it's just classic Aaron Rodgers. Okay. That's neither here nor there.
I got a trivia question for you.
Okay. We love trivia.
The news came out this week that league average 80,000 Uncrustables are consumed by the league each year. Let's see the comment section. What team had the most and how many Uncrustables do they enjoy a week? We'll come back to that.
That's a good one. Let's table that away. You know what? Like an Uncrustable, you put it out, come back in about 30 minutes. That's how you do it.
Yep.
Okay.
Sponsor us, Uncrustables.
You should. Absolutely. We'll come up with a bet name. All right, here we go. Week 8, Philadelphia, right out of the gate, 1 p.m. Philadelphia, 2.5-point dogs on the road at Cincinnati and the surging Bengals, which I said a couple weeks ago, watch out for the Bengals. Check the tape. I said they win a few games. Steelers and Ravens lose a few games. Whoop-de-doo, they're going to be back at 500. And now, here they are. Eagles coming to town. Joe Burrow firing on all cylinders. Thoughts?
So going through these games, I looked at history, and it reminded me, we have a lot of election year specials. Like the Eagles-Bengals play once every 4 years. They election year, 2000, 2004, 8, 12, 16, 20, now 24. The Eagles have not beat the Bengals since back when George W. was winning the election in 2020. They tied in 2008. They tied in 2020. So a rich history here. I saw that the betting public
Tied.
is hammering the Eagles right now,
Mm.
76%. And I was like, oh, Bengals, easy. However, today comes out T. Higgins hurt his quad in practice yesterday, may
Saw
not be
that.
playing. And we saw what that offense is without T. Higgins the first 3 weeks. And it's not very good.
Not good.
This was one of my picks. Bengals -2.5. But this T. Higgins has me a little bit nervous. There is some reason maybe the Eagles defense is putting it together with Vic Fangio. They're third or eighth in EPA per play since week 3. However, you look at the teams they played, it's the injured Saints, it's getting killed by the Bucks, it's a bye week, it's the Browns, it's the Giants. So it may not be that great. This could be Joe Burrow really just take some frustrations out on a defense that gives up gash plays. The Bengals do use zone more than the Browns and Giants, so that's typically where Jalen Hurts' production halts a little bit. They don't have Dallas Goedert. They don't have Jordan Mailata. I don't know if I'm letting T Higgins scare me off, but I think Bengals is the pick.
I would. That's right out of the gate. I was like Bengals.
Eagles
I don't
still have
know.
not scored a point in the first quarter.
That's bad.
Yeah, this is the week 8 show.
I'm locking that in. I'm in lockstep with you there. I just, man, this is a must win. This is almost a season on the line game for the Bengals. This is it right here. They can get to 500. Seven slots in the AFC. I mean, sitting at 500 before halfway point, you're not out of it.
I mean, what's the playoff field look like right now? Chiefs, Bills, Ravens, Texans,
Texans, and then
Steelers. And then what?
the Broncos are middling around there somehow.
There's a shiny door with a Bengals name on it ready for the playoffs,
I'm
and
telling
that
you,
should
man.
terrify the rest of the AFC.
I think that's a bet for a future right now. No. The Chargers, no, they look like doo-doo.
Chargers were doo-doo on Monday.
Steelers let down week, repeated the Colts game. Russ loses his shit. You're saying this is a
Oh,
losing
1,000%. You're getting way ahead. That's the last game of the week, but it's one superstar mega max play. Giants will at
JBonez
least cover that.
Mega Millions,
Yeah.
North Carolina Lottery, Powerball, Mega Max.
Let JBonez cover your mortgage this month. Giants cover.
Okay, so I'm pretty much Bengals -2.5. I like that. Atlanta at Tampa Bay. Atlanta 2.5 point favorites on the road against the completely mutilated Buccaneers. Does Baker look, everybody knows that I'm a 49ers fan. Here's the deal. Baker doesn't have his weapons. Now we have to play that game, and I will for every quarterback who sucks whenever they don't have their weapons. I will then send out a tweet that says, looks like this quarterback sucks without his weapons too. So
Jalen Hurts wasn't good without A.J. Brown. Matt Stafford wasn't good without Kupp and Nakua. And C.J. Stroud stinks now without Nico Collins. Joe Burrow, we just said, without Higgins. Here's what's concerning. When Godwin went down, I almost broke my leg running to my sports book to try to get money in on the Falcons before that line moved, and it hasn't moved with the news of the Godwin injury. We just saw these teams play week 5 in that shootout on Thursday Night Football, which went to overtime. Falcons got the ball first, scored. Bucks never sniffed it. Maybe a revenge spot. But now, without the receivers, I don't know. On Monday night, Liam Cohen was getting a lot of love from the announcers, the Bucks offensive coordinator. He has a chance to get clever here and maybe move himself into the conversation with the Ben Johnsons, the Bobby Slowicks as this futuristic next wave of offensive head coaches. I those injuries are too big.
Yeah. I just don't trust the Falcons. With the Falcons last week at home against the Seahawks. Was it against the Seahawks?
Yeah, they gave that away.
Just puking all over themselves.
Remember this when we talk Bills Seahawks later, but the Seahawks are very susceptible to play action, and you can attack them with it, and the Falcons just didn't even try. And the Seahawks came into that with a healthy front 7, decimated back 4. Falcons didn't attack it. The book's out on them. I mean, they've got weapons, they got guys. It's just putting the pieces together seems like a disaster. The fact that the spread's still this little, it seems like a dangling piece of cheese. Falcons -2.5. Divisional home dog. Maybe the Bucks have something up their sleeve here.
It's so hard to trust the Falcons because they just remind me of that epic hack scene from Family Guy where they're just puking all over each other. And it's
A
like,
lot
oh,
of
the
teams like
Falcons,
that.
Falcons are like if the Falcons get blown out tomorrow, you can bet your butt cheeks that I will be tweeting out. Here's the Falcons when you bet on them. They just puking all over each other. And the reason the Falcons don't run play action is because they still have no idea how to use Bijan Robinson, and they still want to give Tyler Algier the ball 13 times a game. So they have all these weapons and have no idea what to do with them. Who's the
They
offensive
got a
coordinator?
college football all-star team and don't know how to use a single one of them.
I mean, you got one of the greatest, most historic tight ends ever, Kyle Pitts. Drake London was a stud where at USC, Bijan Robinson, generational talent at Texas at running back. Even Algier, they have no idea what to do with the freaking ball. It's
Well,
hilarious. Anyways,
again, you hire a defensive head coach, you're really counting on the OC to put it together, and I don't know
facts.
but they're making it work.
Burrow's had lost. Look, Brandon's a Commanders fan.
No, Burrow did not lose to Washington. Number one, if they got the ball back, Burrow would have gone right down the field and scored. The defense couldn't stop
Game was nuts.
Jaden Daniels.
You know, it doesn't suck without weapons, Mr. Future Drake. Well,
All right, let's segue. Next game. Let's
there
go.
you go. Hey, we got Bear with a machine gun here too. Let's go. Speaking of Mr.
Hey,
May,
timeout. Shout out
oh,
to the Bears out with the machine gun. Did you see the NFL is concerned with all of the gun celebrations that are taking place in the NFL?
facts.
You see what they then went on to do is announce Machine Gun Kelly performing at the final international game in
No.
Germany. Like in back-to-back news tidbits this week came
Oh
out.
my gosh. That's incredible. That is wow, what a bunch of hypocrites. Or are we surprised? No. We're not surprised.
So we got Jets Patriots. It's another Thursday Night Football
Right.
rematch. We saw Aaron Rodgers wax Jacoby Brissett, but here comes Drake May.
Dude, are you thinking what I'm thinking? Aim for the bushes?
Listen here, the 10+ yard plays for the Patriots. They went from 31st in the league with the Jacoby Brissett era to another 18th, and they're moving closer to average. We saw him dumping out the first 2 touchdowns he threw. What, 40-yard, a 30-yard touchdown? The Jets are broken. Aaron Rodgers
Oh,
is dead last in the NFL in air yards per throw, despite the fact that he's pressured the second least of all quarterbacks. So he's got time, and yet he's only getting the ball just these little checkdowns here and there. He's pressured on 24% of dropbacks, 4th lowest this year. No pressure, short passes, and he's 31st in the league in completion rate at 61%. The average of the league is 66. Only Anthony Richardson has a worse completion percentage over the expect. He stinks. He stinks, and the whole team around him stinks. The Jets, 22% of their rushes, 0 or less yards. They can't run the ball. They're in second and long. They're in third and long. They're punting, throwing interceptions. Balls are bounced off Garrett Wilson's chest. I don't even know what happened there. Drake May moves the chains. He takes the shots, builds the momentum. 87% of the public's on the Jets here tomorrow. I think the Patriots can at least sneak a backdoor in.
give it. Yes. Drake May gets his first win. The May FC East era begins. The Matriots. I've been saying that. Wait,
Who's the
I
fall
love it.
guy? Who do they have left on the Jets for Monday morning?
I don't know. They threw Mike Williams under the bus, and then Devontae Adams threw the entire sideline under the bus. They fired their coach.
Firing the coach and then changing the play caller in the same move made no sense. Their strength was defense. Salah was defense. So if you're gonna change the play caller, let's all run the show still. As soon as he left, the defense went into the toilet. He's on the Packers sideline now.
Weird.
Imagine Salah helps the Packers win a Super Bowl in spite of Aaron Rodgers.
That would be so
That's
funny.
personal. He could go on anywhere.
That would be yeah, that is true. That's very true. That's not an accident.
Jets are paying Jets are paying him. He's working for free now with the Jets payroll coming in every 2 weeks on that Friday. That direct deposit hits and he's got his Green Bay hat on.
Oh. Yeah, that would be freaking hilarious. Bear wants to know if we watched any early day UFC. I did not. We had birthday parties and such.
Someone got knocked out, right?
Oh yes, I did. I did hear that.
It was a name I recognized.
Bear will update us. Patriots clubhouse is an absolute dumpster fire, maxed out on the shambles meter. Soft.
That's
Yeah,
why they need a quarterback to bring them all back together.
I love
Drake
it.
May's going to have them sing Kumbaya by the end of the day.
I love the Patriots. Cardinals, Miami.
Guess my
Miami,
favorite game of the day.
4.5-point favorites at home.
Guess
Tua
who's
is
back?
back. Tua is back. Tyreek is prancing around the internet, sending off tweets, firing off tweets. Call of Duty 6 came out. Kyler Murray not focused. Tua memes going around that he's not going to wear the Guardian cap, but somebody photoshopped an actual Cleveland Guardians cap on his head. That's electric. I
You've
think.
mind melded me. Everything you just said, I thought about. Good for you. Good work out of you.
The no notes either, nothing written down, dude. That's right off the top of the. You just put it up there and let's go.
Here's the only
The
other note. Preseason look ahead line. Dolphins -6. Tua got hurt, crushed the value. Both teams are exactly where they were at the beginning of the year. We're getting 1.5 of value, baby. I'm taking that every day of the week. Dolphins.
Dude, let's go. I agree. Dolphins defense is actually pretty good too.
Yeah.
So people are not paying attention to that. I've looked at some of their numbers as far. Can't remember off the top of my head their rankings on defense. But buddy, they put the clamp downs on, on quite a few different offenses. Hold on, I don't want to be spouting off nonsense here. Well, I mean that's pretty much
Well,
what I
listen,
do.
while you look that up, let's call back to the fact that I said weeks ago Tua is a very, very sharp weapon for Mike McDaniel. The way
Yes.
he can process information, take the snap, play action, have the arm strength, fire it down the field, the amount of time and everything just click, 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 right place, right time. They can't replace that with a Tyrone Huntley or who's the other
No.
jabron that they try to fill in there for a hot minute. You can't do it. Mike McDaniel has a very specific offensive guys in the right place at the right time, and Tua is the straw that stirs the drink. He's back, and he could have been back a couple weeks ago. The Dolphins protected him from himself, putting him on the IL. So he's been healthy. He's been ready to go. This isn't like he just got cleared this first time back, a little bit of rust. No, he's been practicing. He's ready. He's good. Dolphins are going to look hot tomorrow.
Mm. They have stifled some teams. They've given up. The Bills put up 31, but that was a game whenever they lost Tua.
There's pick
That
sixes in there.
There you go. Yes, pick sixes. So they gave up 17 to the Jags. They gave up 24 to the Seahawks the game after they lost Tua. They gave up 31 to the Titans. On was that a Thursday night game? I think it might have been. That was pathetic. Maybe it was a Monday night game. Might have
It's
been
a
a Monday
Monday night, maybe.
I remember it was a primetime game and it was horrendous.
Yeah, it was the same time as the Lions were playing.
And then they gave up 10 last week to the
Doubleheader.
Patriots and then 16 to the Colts last week. So I'm not saying that these offenses they're playing are like juggernauts. I mean, the Patriots, the Colts, the Titans, the Jags, but still, I mean, they're holding those teams to, 2 or 3, 16 points, like an average of. So their defense is better than advertised, I think.
Cardinals are stinky too.
Yes.
They got lucky with a win on Monday Night Football. I don't know why this offense isn't just centered around Marvin Harrison. There's plays where he's just free release and
What are they doing with
no
that
one's
guy?
getting him the ball.
I don't get it.
I don't know. I don't get it. There's a weird thing with him though too. He had the issue with Fanatics where he didn't sign the rookie
Oh,
contract
yeah.
deal and didn't want his shirts out there until there was fixes in the contract because they take advantage of rookies. He's a man of the people, but at the same time, like he don't look comfortable in that team.
No, he does not. He's had a rough entrance into the league. I don't get it. I don't know if him and Kyler don't get along either. Who knows? All right. Green Bay at Jacksonville. Jacksonville, 4.5-point dogs at home, coming off their 2 weeks of London. Would this be the third home game in a row for them? That's the question.
I think technically they don't have their bye for another week. It used to be go to London, get a bye week. Now they're just back with a bag of tea bags and ready to roll.
Are we crazy? Jags take the Jags? No, we
I
can't.
like the Jags. Jordan
do.
Love's
I do
tied with
too.
Patrick Mahomes for 8 interceptions, lead the league, and he missed 2 weeks. Packers had that game last week that kind of felt like a playoff game if you were watching it against the Texans. Look ahead spot with the Lions next week. This seems like something a little bit of Jags get lucky, drive down the field at 7-0, and the Packers are struggling. It's a 10-0, and the Packers kind of bring it back, win by a field goal at the end. But Jags +4 looks good to me.
I like that too.
By the way, last 18 games, road faves have covered 16 of the last 18. So there's got to be some regression. These home dogs start winning some ball games. Good spot for the Jags.
Should we lock that one in? That's 4. I mean, we've talked.
I got a couple more here.
Okay. All right. I feel good about that one, but I don't want to lock it in yet. Colts.
I have 2 more I definitely like a lot more.
Okay. Another divisional game. Colts at Texans. Remember this game, I think, a couple weeks ago.
Week 1.
Yeah. Was what? I think the Texans were favored by 2.5 on the road. And I think they ended up winning by 1. Was it 1 or 2?
Yeah, Anthony Richardson backdoored it with a rushing touchdown with 2:14 left. Didn't get the onside kick. Texans had to convert a 3rd 11 and a 3rd 3 before they get into victory formation. They split last year. The last game, the first game, Colts won, which was still early CJ Stroud career. Texans beat them in a de facto playoff game in the final week of the year. That was Gardner Minshew, though, that took the L, not Mr. Richardson. The Colts have the highest scoring offense in the fourth quarter. And I say that because it's truly a never say die type of team that could just sneak in and grab that backdoor cover. The Texans' production's crumbled without Nico Collins. Stroud's the 3rd most sacked quarterback. Yards per game have gone from 277 to 139. His completion percentage has dropped from 69% to 58%. I was going to come in and think, like, you see Flacco, you take Colts, you see Richardson, you take the other team. I don't like the spot here for the Texans. They've kind of been just kind of stinky floating around the whole year. This could be a spot the Colts come in and just continue the trend and split for the year. Certainly like them to cover the 5.5.
Yeah. It's Anthony Richardson. I just can't do it. I cannot lock that in.
Hey, he beat him last year.
Can't do it. I don't believe in him. I can't. There's got to be better ones out there.
You heard it, folks. The stink has been laid on Anthony Richardson. 300 yards, 3 touchdowns, a rushing touchdown, 60 yards.
If he does it next week, we're going to get on this show, and it's going to be like, you got to be kidding me.
Yeah, teams are going to be lining up to get you to put the stink on their guy.
Good luck, Chuck. Here I've been defending Purdy this entire time. Maybe I should have just been saying he stinks. So, I don't know. I don't know about that. Tennessee at Detroit.
This one's a disaster. 97% of the public is on Detroit.
I mean, the
NFC, principle. I don't have a note on this thing.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, there's not really much to say about this. I don't even know who's playing quarterback for the Titans. They don't really do anything well. They traded away DeAndre Hopkins, which I don't even know if that matters.
Tony Pollard's ouchie.
Yeah, fire up your Chig Okonkwo's or your Calvin Ridley's or your Treylon Burks.
Hey, fun fact.
Yes, please.
The Detroit Lions have never beat the Tennessee Titans.
Wow. So you're saying this is a history game?
Well, they beat the Houston Oilers in 1995, but there's some history there. If you're looking for it, just take the points. What could go wrong?
That's enough. That game sucks. It's not even worth talking. Ravens at the Browns. Browns lost their franchise quarterback last week to an Achilles,
Or did they find their franchise quarterback last week?
You saying Jameis?
Can't spell Winston without wins.
That's right. That would be hilarious if he beat the Ravens.
I don't think it's far off. He could be the spark. They put him in last week and almost came back and won that game.
Who else did they bring? Who else was the other quarterback they brought?
Dorial Thompson-Robinson, former UCLA guy.
Yep, I remember him. But he got hurt. But there was another guy I think they signed. Didn't they sign Bailey Zappi? It was zappy.
Well, it was an interesting situation, right? Because a lot of pressure from Cleveland's faithful to start Jameis even before Deshaun got hurt. The Browns are obviously committed financially to Deshaun. They're going to go with him. So they did a strategic move where they put Jameis Winston as the third string emergency quarterback, which he dresses for, but he really doesn't play unless there's an injury to the first two. And what do you know? Stars line up. Deshaun's leg explodes. DTR's hurt. Now they have to go to Jameis. And damn it, they almost won the game.
Dude, I saw
Divisional
memes.
home dog. I mean, you just take the Browns blindly. I mean, 8.5's a lot of points. Jameis ain't
It
going to
is.
give up. We see the Ravens get a lead and then forget how to close out a game, give up onside kicks. Why not take the 8.5?
Man, is Cleveland bad or is Cleveland bad on offense? They're ranked 28th or worse in like every single category.
And
Their
remember what I
defense,
said last week? Their schedule of teams, they have one of the easiest schedules played. They should be better. Nick Chubb's back too.
that's true.
What do teams do when the starting quarterback's out? They run the ball.
And
Core
throw to the
tenet number
tight
one.
end.
You run the ball. I like your team. I'm comfortable with the Browns tomorrow. And I really like the Ravens. I think they're going to the Super Bowl. Browns
No,
tomorrow.
there's no chance the Ravens aren't going to win the Super Bowl.
Well, if they get to the Super Bowl, they're going to kill it because they play the NFC. So just to get through big bad Pat Mahomes.
I don't know. I don't believe in the Ravens. I don't.
There's the
Sorry.
stink.
Don't believe him. Show me something. Show me something. Okay. Bills afternoon slot, which is ruined here in North Carolina because the Panthers play at 4:25 against the Broncos. Who wants to watch that game? But the
But
Bills.
game, you might get both.
Why would you get what? You get both?
Let
I
me
don't
check
think
the map.
so. Bills at the Seahawks. Seahawks 4-3, leading the NFC West. Bills 5-2, leading the AFC East. I don't know if there's any revenge narrative. Bills traveling all the way across the country. Bills have us coming to town next week. Look ahead game for the Bills as the boys make their way to Buffalo next week. I don't really believe in anything that Seattle does. That's non-biased, but the Bills, I don't know. Rough spot for the Bills.
Fun
Could
fact,
be.
I get the Bills game in Pittsburgh. You do not. So
Of
funny how the
course.
world works.
Of course.
So DK Metcalf's out.
Yep.
Potential rain. I talked earlier about how the Falcons blew it and the Seahawks are susceptible to play action. So if anyone has a line to Joe Brady, if you could kindly ask them to just turn up the play action a little bit, this will be a laugher. They'll just have their way with the Seahawks defense. The Bills have a pass rush, which the Falcons do not. So should we be able to get some pressure on Geno Smith? You're looking at this matchup for the Seahawks. It's probably closer to the 49ers, probably closer to the Lions. Both teams they lost to by double digits. The Bills are going to come in and just stay ahead of schedule. They're not going to press, and I think that's when you can get to the right side of the Bills is when you kind of take them out of their game plan. I think this is one where they can go in, run their game plan, more play action, and make it work. They demonstrate a strength in running the ball for the first 6 weeks of the season. And then they got Cooper. Cooper Kupp. Amari Cooper.
Mm-hmm.
I think they kind of forced to him a little bit last week, make him happy, get him comfortable. If they could figure out how to kind of go back to the run the ball side and have that balance and use Amari Cooper strategically, make it work. Here's the key I love the most and why I'm putting the Bills on the pick. We got a Ron Torbert game refereeing this one. Road faves historically 36-19 this year. Ron Torbert is chasing perfection. He's 3-0 with road favorites. Bills are the pick, guys.
Bills. Yes, lock them in immediately. And if they give the ball to Ray Davis needs to touch the football more. That guy's a little bowling ball of butcher knives. Okay. Saints at the Chargers. This game, I don't know what the over under is. Bet the under.
Counterpoint.
Right? Okay.
Saints run defense has allowed 641 yards the last 3 weeks. They've missed 24 tackles across those last 4 weeks. So if Jimmy Harbaugh knows what he's doing, we're going to see a strong dose of J.K. Dobbins pound some rock. They have struggled though on early downs. So, becoming predictable, handing the ball off on first down, and if you're not getting the big gains, you're in second long, third and long, etc. That being said, the Chargers have a league high 14.5 third downs per game, and they're top 10 in conversion rate, but it's just not sustainable enough. So at some point, it's going to get burned when you continuously in third downs trying to sustain those drives. Taysom Hill's back. The center,
Ooh.
Cesar Ruiz, is back. Pete Werner is back. Chris Olave is back. And finally, the Chargers have been outscored 43-10 in the fourth quarter. So even if it feels like it's close, 7 points is just way too many. Maybe a backdoor cover, if not an all-out win from the Saints on the road.
Mm.
Well, 6.5 now. It's
Is
changed in the
Rattler
last
still playing quarterback?
8 hours. Yeah, but he's got weapons now. Taysom Hill being back's a big deal. We saw with even Derek Carr, drive stalled inside the red zone. It's a Taysom Hill spot. It's a rush it, throw it, receive it, whatever it is. Taysom Hill is their utility knife down there. And when he's not there, they kind of forget what they're doing. So I think with him back, they'll be able to get clever enough to be comfortable with the old South Carolina Gamecock by way of the Oklahoma Sooners.
Complete doucher on that Netflix special.
Yeah, about it.
Oh, shout out to me. Just credit to me. I won the Kansas State money line, Texas A&M money line, Texas A&M 1.5, Duke plus 10.5, Michigan -3, Michigan money line. We're cooking. Wisconsin sucks though. Let's not forget that.
Fighting Fickles.
Idiots. Okay, Carolina at Denver.
This game's insane.
This is wild, man. It's absolutely wild.
Warren Sharp does these graphics where he'll do 2 axes and put the logo. They have to zoom out so far always to put the Panthers in the bottom left corner of every freaking graphic they create because they're just so bad. They just may not score tomorrow. I think Bryce Young's back. They just might not. Can the Broncos get to 12 points?
Dude, Javonte Williams is going to run wild. I'm telling you.
That's the bet. Do you think the Broncos can get 2 touchdowns?
I think they could.
Broncos it is.
Yeah. That's not going on the card, though.
It's not going on the card. Would it be crazy?
That's not on the card.
It's a weird week. We don't have any London games. We don't have any bye weeks. We don't have a doubleheader on Monday Night Football. This is just like the NFL had all these crappy games, and they said just throw all 16 on Sunday afternoon. Poof. Here you go.
And
hopefully
I love
you're watching the Red Zone. God help you if you're not watching Red Zone tomorrow because you're watching some bad football.
I love it. And the Panthers are without Johnson and Thielen, and it's going to be bad.
Yeah, and their rookie running back may not play at all this year.
Jonathan Brooks.
Yeah.
And Denver's got a really good defense.
Denver has an outstanding defense.
So
Denver's humbled a lot of teams. Why not?
And the Panthers just got beat by 40 by who?
They're so bad. They are so bad. They play the Commanders and Mariota.
Oh, that's right.
In the next game. People who are comfortable with Washington saying, "Oh, Mariota looked good." Mariota had a lead against the Panthers. I could get in there and look good.
Yes, agreed.
Hey, let's go back to our trivia question.
Okay.
You want to know the answer? Any guesses?
Is it the Broncos?
It's the Broncos. 700 uncrossable per week.
It's impressive. I mean, if you've ever even whenever we were playing in college, we had chocolate milk bars, we had protein shakes, we had, we could go after the workout and we had a chocolate milk machine like they have in Golden Corral where you just lift the handle and it fills your cup up. Then at halftime, we'd have a whole smorgasbord laid out of Snickers bars and all this, It's not so I can't imagine what it's like in an NFL thing where they probably just have, it looks like a continental breakfast at the Ritz, pretty much every room you walk into. So,
Saints
are really good.
Bengals 50 per week. Losers.
50.
Yeah, I could do 50 right now.
Oh, well, the Bengals probably don't pay for those. They probably have their staff make the homemade ones.
True.
And save the money and just cut them with a.
True. Use Aldi peanut butter and Aldi jelly, and it's gross.
These are the
Some intern just with a fork going around the bread, crimping it.
That would be freaking hilarious. I bet you that's the case. Speaking of that, Commanders hosting the Bears. 1 versus 2. Heisman versus Heisman. One defense is really good. One defense sucks. One coach wears his hat backwards. Other coach thinks he had himself a glam up over the offseason. Jaquan Brisker is out for the Bears. I don't know what to make of this. Apparently, Jaden Daniels playing. This at least should be a fun matchup on paper because the Bears' defense is really good. Jaden Daniels has been really good. The Commanders' defense is bad. Caleb Williams has been really good against bad defenses. So I don't know. Should be electric.
I think the schedule makers put things in a specific order to allow people to get some excitement around Jaden. Obviously, Caleb Williams is going to be, people are going to be ready for him. No matter what, Jaden, we're going to make the schedule a little bit easier for the first couple weeks. It's about to get real for them. The average defense has been ranked 20th in efficiency and 24th in EPA. The Bears come in ranked 7th in efficiency, 3rd in EPA. So it's going to be a getting him out, hit the mouth situation. The line was 3 before practice on Friday, so I think I agree Jay Nance is probably playing since it's ticked down a little bit to 2.5. That being said, it's a split rep week. It's not really 100% for either quarterback getting the reps to prepare for a Bears team that's coming off the bye. We talked last week about, extra rest being a factor. After last week, teams are 8-4 against the spread when they have more than 3 days of a rest advantage. The Bears offenses continue to kind of be building blocks. They kind of add more elements to it. We're seeing more and more motion being used. Caleb's starting to get it. I think the Bears kind of show up here and cover the 2.5.
I hate the Bears. I don't know if I hate the Bears. I just don't think Caleb Williams is very good. That's the third one I've said.
He's not very good, and he's a mental.
Yes. The rest of their team's really good. I know that.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
This isn't the year for the Commanders to be like, winning double-digit games and making runs in the playoffs. This is like a teachable moment for everyone. Let's just appreciate the wins and build some scar tissue from the losses here.
I hope they win though. All things considered. I don't know. We're not putting either one of those on the card either, are we?
No.
Yeah. Okay.
Next one coming up though. I got a quote for you.
Yes. Chiefs at Raiders. Raiders 9.5-point dogs at home. Let's go.
To quote the great Taylor Swift, we got bad blood in this one. Travis Kelce was all bussing with the boys. He was still crying about the Christmas game when the Raiders came in and humbled him. Antonio Pierce in the offseason, this dummy goes on a podcast and says they wanted to rough up Mahomes. They have the scripts to beating the Chiefs. Now they're going to rough up Mahomes. It's going to be just like the Pistons with Michael Jordan back in the day. The Chiefs saw it, and so did the NFL schedule makers, because Adrian Hill is the referee that they assigned to this game. If the Raiders are coming in trying to, rough up Pat Mahomes a little bit, they're going to be in for a rude awakening, because Adrian Hill leads referees in roughing passer calls, and he's number 1 in neutral zone infraction penalties. So, ladies and gentlemen, hit the bells. We have our laugher alert today. We're going to see the ring around the rosy plays. We're going to see offensive linemen catching touchdowns. We're going to see the Chiefs run this score up. The only concern would be some kind of weird math where maybe the Chiefs are up 12 and Antonio Pierce kicks a field goal to cover the spread. The Chiefs are number 1 schedule of opposing offenses played so far. So the defense has kind of been winning these games, even though they've been going against a strong offensive resume. The Raiders aren't a strong offensive team. They're not strong. They're kind of a disaster. Mark Davis did come out and say they're not trading Max Crosby, so there's that. But this one's been circled for a long time. The Chiefs are going to really make the Raiders pay for some of their crimes.
And don't forget when they pulled out the Kermit the Frog.
Yeah.
In the OTAs or whatever it was.
Check the box. This one's going to be dirty.
Laugher? Do we lock this one as our last
one?
one?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I bet
yeah.
So we've got Chiefs, Bills, Dolphins, Patriots, Bengals so far. We have every single one of them is an AFC team. Interesting.
Well, we want to talk about inclusion and equity here, and
three of them are AFC East teams.
Is HR going to come after us and make us?
I don't know.
All right, go to your boys here. Because
all right, here we go. Sunday night game. Cowboys at the Niners. Dalvin Cook elevated. Micah Parsons out. Niners have no idea who's going to be playing receiver. Deebo Samuel might be back, might not be back. Ayuk is done. Mason finally getting healthy again, I think, after his AC joint sprain. Cowboys, who knows? They're coming off the bye, aren't they?
Yeah, they are. After being worst loss in the era.
Things have not been kind to the Cowboys in their recent matchups against the 49ers.
It's time for your boys.
Yes. I think Jordan
You're
Mason
right.
might run for
You're right.
300
So we
yards.
had the infamous the play the Ohio State Buckeyes ran against Oregon when you run your quarterback in the middle of the field and slide with no timeouts. That was
Yes.
against the 49ers, right? Yeah, good. So
Mhm.
Ayuk's knee exploded. Deebo may have had pneumonia, but he was also shooting hoops on Wednesday. I think he's in. I know I've seen a lot of chatter. Jacob Cowling could be the dude. They
Oh,
got a lot of.
yes.
I know Ricky Pearsall was an early pick, but I think Jacob Cowling's kind of like the guy.
Jawan
They
Jennings is
need
out as
this
well.
win. They need this win. Kyle Shanahan's an idiot and doesn't know what he's doing. He just has to pound rock and just win this thing. Cowboys can't keep up. Outside of CD Lamb, the Cowboys rank dead last in separation from their receivers. Their ground game has no juice. We'll see if Dalvin Cook matters here, but I mean, the 49ers have to win this, man.
Yes. Jacob Cowing. Hopefully they stop playing Ronnie Bell, and it's going to be a rotation of Deebo, hopefully, with Jacob Cowing and Ricky Pearsall. That's what I would like to see. Shanahan's always slow played his guys, though. His young receivers, he always has.
I know. So our lads lists the left wide receiver as Conley and Ronnie Bell. The
Yep.
slot is the Jawan Jennings / Jacob Cowling.
And
So
Jawan
if
Jennings
Jennings is out, insert Jacob Cowling.
And they for whatever reason, they like Chris Conley, who he can't separate from anything. He couldn't separate an Uncrustable.
They lost
I
a
think
safety too, didn't they?
Hufunga
Yeah,
was hurt, and
he's done.
I don't know if he's coming back.
I think he's done.
But they've been playing a lot of young dudes in the defensive backfield. So there's if Dak's
No.
going to do it, that's going to be. But I
Well,
don't
this
know.
is weird. Oh, he plans to play with the cast upon return, but it's a hope to return this season. So yeah, he's not playing
Yeah.
tomorrow.
Mm-hmm. Do we put him on the card or no? Do we like what we have?
No, we can't break your heart. Imagine if we go into this thing 4-0 and then count on the 49ers. Ugh.
Ugh. Yeah, that'd be
Ugh.
terrible.
Maybe a win and not cover situation. Ugh.
That'd be terrible. That would be terrible. Okay, Monday night again. Steelers in prime time. Danny Dimes, who's playing quarterback? Nobody knows. Russ with the city behind him. I haven't heard his catchphrase yet.
Mr.
Do we believe
Unlimited.
Mr. Unlimited? Do we believe in Russ? In Russ, we trust.
This is the classic zigzag game. Giants didn't cover last week. Steelers did cover last week. You take the Giants and you just count your winnings at the end of the day. Too many points. Way too many points. The Giants kept it close to the Bengals. Probably could have won that game. Probably could have covered that game, but there was some silliness from Chase Brown there. Pickens' longest reception over 23.5 yards. Moonball, book it. That's what we like here.
The defensive lines for these teams, the defensive fronts, pretty elite, right?
Tibbs is back, right?
I think so. They've got let's see, who's the defense? Is it Lawrence that
Yeah,
they
he's
have?
another one. Yeah, they're good.
Their defense is actually like you can't.
No, Tibbs is out.
They lead the league in sacks. The Giants do on defense. They get no turnovers
Yeah, they know what they're
whatsoever,
doing.
but they get after the quarterback. You can't really throw on them. You can run the ball, 25th against the run, but everything else is pretty solid. Just don't try to run, throw the ball on them. So this plays right into the Steelers' favor. That's what they do.
No, this is a classic Steelers choke job.
Yes,
The
I
same
agree.
reason we took. What do we think the look-ahead line is on this one?
For what?
Giants
headline.
steal. Like, what was the preseason feeling?
Oh, I
Here, I
don't
got
know.
it right here. It was 4. There you go. It was 4. Now they're giving us 6, 5.5.
Yeah, 5.5.
Take the value. What's the tiebreaker? Exact number of passing yards by both teams. Oh God, 4 maybe 5. No, I said the over, so we got to go at least 24 yards.
I don't know.
420.
Oh yeah, I think it's going to be like a 419. Let's do that. 419. Yeah. It's not going to come from the Giants. They can't throw the damn ball.
Malik Neighbors could rattle off an 80-yard touchdown.
Yeah. He could. All right,
So what we
so
got here? Chiefs. Love
Chiefs, Bills,
it. Love it. Somebody, please. Anyone in the chat, text Joe Brady. Play action.
Dolphins,
Play action. Love the Dolphins.
Patriots,
Feels right.
Bengals.
Higgins has me nervous, but the Eagles are idiots, so yes.
Patriots is the only one that's iffy, but I don't really see any other one.
Patriots feel like we're Jon Snow and we're getting the sword out and going to take on all the idiots coming at us.
Let's
The
do it.
bastards.
Well, because everybody's like, the Jets have to win this game. It's like, you watch the Jets play, they suck.
Yeah. I
They
told
suck.
you they stink. They stink.
Stunk. They're Grinch team right now.
Yeah, they're Grinch green.
That's exactly right. That'd be sick if Seattle wore a Grinch green uniform for Christmas. They could pull it off. So,
The Texans play 3 games in 10 days around Christmas.
and they have not been playing very well. They could use a little Nico Collins.
They could just backdoor into a playoff spot the way it's going, but like,
well, they're going to win that division. They're going to be in the playoffs.
Yeah, it's weird.
That division sucks. Colts, Texans, Titans, Jags.
NFL standings. So the Bills probably have the AFC East locked up. The Ravens have now moved in the first. They probably have that locked up. Texans. Colts win. They're tied for first.
Oh my gosh, let's not do that again. Jeez Louise, I hate the Colts.
Chiefs have that locked up.
Hate their guts. Yeah,
Eagles, Commanders fight that thing out. Lions are the driver right now. Falcons. This is a game for first place. This one's a very important game.
It is for the Bucks and the Falcons.
Falcons are -6 in point differential.
NFC West is a shit show right now. It's like the Rams are back to one game back.
Yeah,
49ers are in last.
I did a parlay of division winners. I picked the Seahawks, but I also picked the Jets. So that's probably dead.
Yeah, but
I
you
had the
did
Jets, Ravens. I had the Chargers.
Oh,
because I figured, the Chiefs are going to get injured. They can't have perfect health 3 years in a row. And guess what? They did get injured. And guess what? It doesn't freaking matter because they have Andy Reid, Patrick Mahomes.
Exactly. And Spagnuolo. And the Chargers had the Chiefs beat. And yet, I think there was another flag that didn't happen at the end of the game.
They have Taylor Swift, and she has witchcraft. So
those are facts.
Anyone that took the 49ers last week is an idiot. God gives you points in Patrick Mahomes. You take them and smile and say thank you.
Yeah, that's true. I hate
Brock Purdy would look like he had some of Aaron Rodgers ayahuasca for half that game.
Dude, the play calling frustrates me so much.
I have a play calling. He had like a clean out route, wide open. He just right over his head.
That's Ronnie. Ronnie Bell ran the wrong route. Brock Purdy does not miss throws. I've watched him play for 3 years now, and I've never seen him miss a throw like that. He took one for Ronnie Bell's out there, has dropped so many balls, made so many terrible plays. I hate to pile on the guy, but I'm like, there's no way Brock Purdy threw a ball 15 yards past where his receiver was. That just doesn't happen.
How about Brock Purdy saying he has 0 power to audible at the line of scrimmage?
Apparently, from what I've read, the audibles are built into the play call.
Yeah, because Kyle Shanahan's a smug a-hole and refuses to like acknowledge that, maybe I don't know best. So if the play is a 0 blitz suicide, 11 guys blitzing, and their audible is either left run, right run, even though you could just lob it to a receiver for a big touchdown. Kyle Shanahan, we baked in left run and right run in this play.
I do
We
remember
do.
that. Last year in the playoffs against the Packers, Purdy did make an audible at the line. He basically took one of the tight ends and threw him to the other side, and then they ran inside zone, Christian McCaffrey touchdown.
Yeah,
I'm like,
Kyle Shanahan gave him a spanking right over his leg at the end of the game. Did you see that? He was yelling at him in his locker and didn't realize the media was still in the locker room. He's like,
apparently, yeah.
that's just football guy talk. No, Kyle,
I did see that he got lectured, quote unquote.
Yeah.
For
Kyle
5
Shanahan
minutes.
would be the type of person to lecture you.
We'll see what happens. All could be
Kyle
forgiven
Shanahan
tomorrow night.
judges kids' costumes on Halloween.
What does he give out for Halloween? What does Kyle Shanahan give out for Halloween?
Pencils.
Yes, pencils and
You're Iron Man? Iron Man really wasn't a good guy.
the actual hero is this. You should listen to me. Actually, let me put this headset in your Iron Man costume, and when you go to the door, I will tell you which candy to ask for because it's already built into the Halloween. They're just not telling you what it is.
Little Mermaid. There's penises in that movie. Forgets to say.
He rips another fart and smells it.
He is not a good time to hang out with. I guarantee it.
Probably not. Even though wasn't there a rumor that him and was it McVay or somebody, Chris Sims, somebody has a.
Him and Chris Sims have matching tattoos.
There you go. I'm like,
you know what? Good point about McVay though. They are old buddies, and McVay just made it look. McVay just showed out on national TV. If anything, that rubbed Kyle the wrong way, and for that reason, 49ers cover tomorrow.
Oh, especially against the Vikings too, where just everybody.
Yeah, another buddy, KOC.
That was the big. The Vikings beating the Niners early was everybody's like, oh my gosh, the Niners are dead. So that aided him. That McVay,
Yep.
pretty much cooked the Vikings the other night. Well, here we go. The picks are in. Wait, are the picks in?
Picks are in.
Picks are in. Already submitted
Chiefs,
them.
Dolphins, Bills, Patriots, Bengals.
Boom. Battle-scarred Galactica. There you go. Picks are confirmed. We're in. You can check out the rest of the shows and such here, everywhere, all these nice little thing we made here. Thanks for tuning in, JBonez. As always, thanks. This is 5-0 week. I can feel it.
Thank you.
I can feel it.
We love football. Yeah,
See you tomorrow night.
Passion.